Everyone, thank you again for joining me. So today's tutorial is about how to make this beautiful pearl heart-shaped beaded bag. Very beautiful. Let's get started. I have here, I'm going to start with 10mm pearl bead. This is a 10mm. Okay, here is my fishing line and here's my cutter. So let's start. I'm going to start with 5 bead. I'm going to string this 5 bead on the line. Okay, this is 5. String all 5 bead on the line like this. Okay, and I'm going to hold the last one and I'm going to cross with my right line, crisscross, hold the bead and pull down. Okay, now this is my left, this is my right line. On both lines I'm adding 2 bead to my line. Okay, and I'm going to cross into the 5th one and pull. Cross both ends of the line, hold the bead and pull like this. Okay, so now you see the first one, the first set is counts 5. Okay, and the second one, this one, count 6 in it because they are sharing one in common. So on each line again I add 2 bead and I'm going to cross into the 5th one and pull. Hold the bead and pull down like this. So again on each side of my line I add 2 bead and I'm going to cross into the 5th one and pull. Hold the bead and pull down. Again 2 bead on each side of my line like this. I'm going to cross into the 5th one and pull. So now I'm going to make a 10 to start the second row. Okay, so I add 3 to my right, 1 to my left. Okay, I add 3 bead to my right line, 1 to my left line. Okay, I'm going to cross into the 5th one and pull. Crisscross both ends like this, hold the bead and pull down. And now my line 10 on the side. Okay, my line is in this bead over here. That is where my line is. All right, so now on my left line I add 5 bead to my left line. Okay, hold the last one, cross with the right line and pull my right line into the next 2 bead. I'm putting my right line into the next 2 bead, and on my left line I'm adding 3 bead to my left line. Hold, cross and pull my right line into the next 2 bead. I'm pulling through 2 bead, and on the left line, okay, I add 3 bead to my left line. Pull the last one, cross with the right line and pull. I'm going to pull again into 2 bead, my right line into the next 2 bead. All right, 2 bead. Okay, and on the left line I add 3 bead to the left line. Pull the last one and cross with the right line and pull down my right line into the next 2 bead. 2 bead, 3 bead to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down. So now I'm going to pull my right line again into the last 2 bead over here. This is 1 and 2. Okay, into 2 bead. And now on my right line, this line, okay, I add 3 bead. I'm going to cross with my left line like this, crisscross and pull. Okay, I'm going to flip it over to my side. So now I'm pulling my right line into the next bead, pull into the next bead, and on the left line I add 4 bead to the left line. Hold the last one, cross and pull my right into the next 2 bead. I'm pulling through 2 bead and add 3 bead to the left line, cross and pull down my right line into the next 2 bead, into 2 bead, 3 bead to the left line, hold the last bead and cross with the right line and pull down my right line into the next 2 bead, into 2 bead. Okay, and I add 3 bead to the left line like this. Hold the last bead, cross with the right line and pull down into the last 2 bead. Pull through 2 bead. Okay, and 3 bead to the left line, hold the last one and cross with the right line and pull down, cross like this and pull. Now my right line into the next bead. This is 1 bead up here. I pull my right line through, so the same line I add 3 bead to the same line, which is the right line. Okay, now I'm going to cross the last one with my left line like this, pull down. Okay, I flip it over to my side and I'm going to pull through the next bead, just 1 bead. My line is in 2 bead. Okay, and on my left line I'm adding 4 bead to my left line like this, cross with the right line and pull. Again, my right line into the next 2 bead, and my left line I add 3 bead to the left line, into the next 2 bead with the right line, 3 bead to the left line, cross with the right line and pull into 2 bead. I'm just pulling through 2 bead and add 3 bead to the left line. Okay, like this, 3 bead to the left line, cross and pull down into 2 bead, right line into 2 bead, 3 bead to my right line like this, cross with the left line and pull down. Now we turn on the side again and we are going to start another row. This is how it looks like so far. So now I'm going to pull my right line into 1 bead and I add 4 bead to my left line, my right line into the next 2 bead, 3 bead to the left line, hold the last one, cross with the right line and pull down, my right into the next 2 bead. Okay, 2 bead, and I add 3 bead to the left line like this. I cross with the right line and pull my right line into the next 2 bead, 2 bead, and on the same line, the right line, I add 3 bead to the right line, cross with the left line and pull down. Okay, I flip it over to my side and I'm going to pull my right line into 1 bead. I pull through 1 bead. This is where my line is in 2 bead. Okay, I add 3 bead to my left line, cross and pull my right line into the next 2 bead, pull through 2 bead, and I'll be adding 3 bead to my left line. I cross with the right line and pull. Now I'm going to pull through 2 bead again, my right line into 2 bead. So let me show you this. You see 5 over here? We are going to add the same 5. This is 5. Okay, when you count it's 5, 6, and we are going to add 5 again. So I'm adding 2 bead to my left line. Okay, now I'm going to tie over here, secure my line, and we'll continue. Let me tie over here. I'm going to weave the rest of the line back into the bead before I trim it off. Okay, I'm just going to weave through a couple of beads, secure the lines before I trim it off. Okay, this is what the weave is looking like. You see, now we complete one side of the hat. This is one side. Okay, and now we are going to copy the first one we made over here. We are going to make a copy to the next side. Okay, look at how it's going to shape. We are going to copy the same thing right over here, okay, to make the heart shape. That's what we are going to repeat. So let me flip it this way, okay, and let's continue. So we are now going to draw the same thing. It's just a copy we are going to make. Whatever we made here, we are going to do the same. I'm pulling my line through this first bead over here. Okay, so my left line, I add 5 bead. I cross with my right line and pull. Okay, now my right line, I'm going to pull through 2 bead. Okay, pull through 2 bead, and on my left line, I add 3 bead to my left line, cross with the right line and pull. Now I'm pulling through 2 bead again, 3 bead to the left line, cross and pull down. Okay, Now my right line into the next 2 bead, and I add 3 bead to the left line. I cross with my right line and pull my right line into the next 2 bead, 2 bead and 3 bead to the left line like this. I cross with the right line and pull. I'm going to pull through the next 2, my right line, okay, into the next 2 bead. Pull through 2 bead. All right. And on the same line, I add 3 bead to the same line. Cross and pull down. I flip it over to my side, okay? My right line into the next bead. This is 1 bead. I add 4 bead to the left line. Cross with the right line and pull my right into the next 2 bead. Go through 2 bead, okay? And on the left line, I add 3 bead. Cross and pull my right into the next 2. Remember, we are just making a copy on this side, okay? 3 bead to the left line, cross and pull down my right line into the next 2 bead, to the next 2 bead. All right. I add 3 bead to the left line like this, cross and pull my right into the next 2 bead, to the next 2. I add 3 bead to the left line for the last bead and cross with the right line, pull down. Now I'm going to pull through the last bead, this 1 bead on top, okay? And on the same line, my right line, I add 3 bead to my right line, cross with the left line and pull down. Now we have 5. So if you can see, I flip it over to my side, okay? I'm going to pull through the next bead, this 1 bead. I pull my line through. You see 5 over here, 5, 5, okay? It's just a photocopy. We are copying on this side. So whatever we do for the first side, we have to repeat over here, okay? Now I add 4 bead to my left line, cross and pull down my right line into the next 2 bead. Go through 2 bead. All right. I add 3 bead to my left line, cross with the right line and pull my right into the next 2 bead. Go through 2 bead and add 3 bead to the left line, cross and pull down into 2 bead with my right line. Okay, I'm pulling through 2 bead, all right? And now on my left line, I add 3 bead to my left line, cross with the right line and pull down into the next 2 bead with my right line. I'm pulling through 2 bead, go through 2 bead, okay? And I'll be adding 3 bead to my right line. This is my right line, add 2 bead. I'm going to flip over to my side and I pull my right line into the next bead. All right, my line is in 2 bead. So now over here, this is where we are, okay? We are going to repeat the same thing on this side. I'm starting with 4 bead. Hold the last one and cross the right line into it and pull down my right line into the next 2 bead. Go through 2 bead and add 3 bead to the left line, cross and pull down my right line into the next 2, my right into the next 2, okay? To the next 2 bead like this, okay? Add 3 bead to my left line, cross and pull down. I'm going to pull through 2 bead again, next 2 bead. All right, and the right line, I'm adding 3 bead to the right line like this. I cross with my left line and pull, Okay, now we are going to do the last line. I'm going to pull my right line into the next bead. My line is in 2 bead, as you can see, this 2 bead over here. Okay, we are going to repeat the last line over here, 5 6 5. That is what we are going to repeat on this side. Okay, so now my line is in 2 bead. I'm adding 3 bead to my left line to make the 5. All right, so now I'm going to pull through 2 bead again. This is 6. Okay, we are going to repeat the 6 and 5. So I'm going to pull my right line into the next 2 bead. Go through 2 bead. And add 3 bead. Okay, here is 3. So I'm adding 3 bead to my left line. So we can have a circle of 6 bead. Okay, like this. And now my right line into 2 bead. I pull through 2 bead like this, and on my left line, this is 5 over here. We have to repeat the same thing on this side. Okay, so now I'm adding 2 bead to my right line, and I'm going to tie over here so we can have 5. Okay, tie over here, secure. This is how the weave and the shape looks like. Okay, you see the heart shape. This is so perfect and beautiful. So if you make this, you have to make 2. Okay, you have to make 2 of these shapes. Okay, these 2 pieces of heart shape, you have to make 2. That is how you're going to combine to make the bag. All right, so let me show you how we are going to create on the edge of this shape. Okay, so from the middle, I count 6, and I'm going to pull my line through the 7th and the 8th bead. Okay, I'm pulling my line through the 7th and the 8th bead. Okay, into 2 bead is my line like this. I add 4 bead to my left line. I cross with my right line and pull my right line into the next 2 bead. Okay, so here we are just going to pull the right line into 2 bead and add 3 bead to the left line. Very simple to do. So this is what we are going to repeat around this shape until we complete. So pull through 2 bead, all right, and add 3 bead to the left line, cross and pull down. And this is what it looks like into 2 bead. Okay, into 2 bead, add 3 bead to the left line, cross and pull. So I'm going to repeat the same thing around the shape and complete it, and I will come back and meet you here. Continue with yours and I'll come back and meet you. I'm going to go around the shape and stop in the 7th bead. And whatever we did for the first piece, we have to repeat it on the second piece too. Okay, they have to be equal, and we will put both of them together, the 2 pieces together, and join them. And here is how they look like. Let's join this together. Ignore the first bead and pull through the 2nd and the 3rd bead. Okay, these 2 bead, I'm pulling through 2 bead. Okay, like this. Ignore the first one. Okay, pull through 2nd and 3rd, add 1 bead to the line and hold the other piece and go through the 2nd and the 3rd bead. Ignore the first bead. Okay, 2nd and the 3rd bead, like this. Take another bead and crisscross both ends of the line into it and pull my right line into 2 bead and my left line into 2 bead. All right, on the other piece. So I'm pulling my right line through 2 bead. I'm going to hold the left line and go through 2 bead on the opposite side, right, like this. Okay, I take 1 bead, crisscross both ends of the line and pull. Again, my right line into 2 bead, go through 2 bead, and I'm going to hold my left line and pull through 2 bead. Okay, on the opposite piece, like this. I take 1 bead, this side looks like, take 1 bead, crisscross both ends of the line and pull. Okay, this is how we're going to continue round to the end. This is how it looks like I'm almost done, and this is how it's looking like. So I'm going to continue to close the rest of these two pieces together, and this is how it looks like. Now we just have to put handle on it. I'm going to make a long strap on this bag. Okay, I have my line over here, and I'm going to pull through all this bead over here round. Okay, I'm going to pull through this bead round. I'm just pulling my line through it, and I'm going to crisscross into the third bead. Okay, I'm pulling through all this bead. I'm going to crisscross my line here in this bead, the top bead over here, like this. I'm adding bead on my line, and I'm going to start stringing my bead on the line. Okay, depending on how long you want it, you can decide to make your strap very long or short. Just make it to your desired length that you want. Okay, and this is how mine looks like, very simple one. And I'm going to go through the bead over here. I'm going to go through all this bead round on the opposite side. Okay, I crisscross my line first, and I'm going to pull my line round this circle. Okay, a circle of bead over here, a ring of 6 bead we have over here, and I'm going to tie. Okay, tie nice and neat, and I'm going to weave the rest of the line back into the bead and trim it off. And this is how our heart-shaped bag look like. Very pretty, very beautiful. If you have any bag decorative, you can put it on it and looks pretty. Thank you for watching. I thank you for your time. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications for new videos I'll be uploading so you don't miss on it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.